All the games happened on Wednesday night. The first game is the Orlando Magic beating the Cleveland Cavaliers 101, 109, 104. Both teams are out of the playoffs. So young guy should be taking over. I thought Wendell Carter Jr. was going to miss some time. But he didn't. He played 21 minutes, had 5 personal fouls, so, you know, you still obviously roster him. I don't know what's up with ankle injury. Some guys are out for 2 weeks. Some guys, they just play, they come back in the game and keep playing. The same thing happened with Okiki. He had an ankle injury this game as well. So who knows? He might play in the next game. Really good defensive stats. Three steals and 2 blocks, and usually he give you pretty good efficiency and rebound. And what is Magic's schedule? Give me 1 second. So the Magic, they will play tomorrow and they'll play Saturday. So I will probably depend on how many acquisitions you have. If you have more than enough, then I don't want to take the risk, because if he ends up not playing, then he basically won't play again until Saturday. So that's 2 days. They have a back-to-back Friday and Saturday. But if you have limited IR, I would wait till Friday, see what happens. Because realistically, he could missing both of the games, or he could play. But if I have to bet, he's got to miss a few games with the ankle injury. I don't know how Wendell Carter Jr. came back play. Maybe the ankle injury is just nothing, right? Depend on the severity. Garrett Harris, 19 points. Had one of his best games. Good efficiency, 19.6 rebounds, 7 assists, and he's been playing a lot of minutes. So if on Friday and Saturday you need some points, you need a guy with some points. Really, he give you nothing else. Not a lot of defensive set, but if you need some points, I guess he could give you and have a back-to-back. You could stream him. Cole Anthony, 18 points, 5 turnovers, and nothing else. He's mainly an assist guy. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Kevin Love is still playing, played 35 minutes. 10 rebound, pretty good stat line, and somehow he got 3 steals. 6 assists, 2, I would still hold on to him if if I need some rebounds, some free throw, and some threes from my big man. Score a little bit. He's not aggressive at all. Not really looking for his shot. Darius Garland, in the meantime, with Colin Sexton now, that's expected, putting up good counting stats, and he was struggling for a long period of time, and he was in and out of the lineup, a lot of injuries. But lately, he's been playing really well, especially if you look at the points, the steals, the assist category, and threes, really good. 4 steals here is really good. Isaiah Okoro also got 4 steals. Kevin Love got 3. So Magic they're giving a lot of ball away. 12 steals total, but only 3 blocks. Jared Allen, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Had one pretty good game. 3 for 6 from the free throw line. It's bad, but everything else is really good. He has been pretty underwhelming lately, especially with the block numbers. He's obviously a must roster when healthy. Okay, let's go to the next game. Wow, this game. Atlanta Hawks. This one, Bogdanovic was out. Kevin Huerter was out. The 2 guys they should supposedly benefit the most with Trae Young out. When is Trae Young coming back? Saw a report saying that he could possibly play this week. If you have an IR, then you put him in there. If he gets dropped, looking to pick him up. But the first few games, maybe it also depends. If you're already good with this week's matchups, maybe you can afford to take a gamble. Not a gamble, like if you are 80%, 90%, you're going to win, sure, pick up Trae Young. But if you are really close matchup and Trae Young is out there, then, don't take the risk. Nobody really played well. And I would stream Gallinari, Lou Will, those 2 guys, for some points, free throw, and threes. Those guys can give you that. Brandon Goodwin also, he could give you some assists, at least until Trae Young comes back. He came back and played 32 minutes, high minutes. Lou Will is a really good free throw guy. We know that. Same thing with Gallinari. Those 2 reunited. They were on the Clippers together a couple years ago, and obviously Gallinari went to the Thunder and then the Hawks. Lou Will was on stayed at Clippers for 1 more year, and then those 2 guys, they're really good at drawing fouls. So both guys, for sure, if you need free throws, could stream them, and they give you a lot of threes and points, I suppose. And nobody played well. John Collins played the best out of everybody. 21 points, only 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and nothing else. Clint Capella, for the first time, he did not grab 10, 15 rebounds, but he had 6 offensive rebounds in 24 minutes and 2 blocks. I think Bogdanovic's injury shouldn't be that bad. He should be back, so I would hold on to him. For the Sixers, easy win, low minutes for everybody again. 25 minutes for Danny Green, 2 steals and a block, and 1 3. This is what Danny Green does. Tobias Harris, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and a block. Just efficient everywhere, Tobias, in the last month. He hasn't really had because with Joel Embiid around, it's hard to go off like this. But Tobias Harris, still the 46th ranked player in the last month, only averaging 28 minutes because just blowouts after blowouts, averaging only 17 points. But we know, like, in the years to come, he should be a top 30, top 40 guy due to his efficiencies. Joel Embiid, 25 minutes, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 7 rebounds, good enough. Seth Curry hitting 66% of his shot, hit 4 threes, good enough. And Ben Simmons only played. Man, what is up with Ben Simmons? He had 4 personal fouls. He was out due to some sickness. He's like, his rookie season stat look better than this year. So next year, remember, guys, if you're punting free throws, maybe you can draft this guy around fourth round. Also, a lot of value depend on how many steals he's gonna get. If you're gonna only average 1.5, it's not really worth it grabbing him in the top 50, in my opinion. I think there's better options out there. Because what does he really give you? He give you some assist, some basically assist, rebound, steal, blocks. But guys like Draymond Green does it way better and does it in way higher volume, right? And Draymond Green wasn't, probably was getting drafted in the 50s. Obviously, he scored more points, but he also doesn't get that many points. And Draymond hits threes. So I think Draymond has more value than Ben Simmons, to be honest, based on this season for sure. One thing with Draymond is, like, he misses a lot of games. But when Clay comes back next year, I expect him to be, good. Matisse Thybulle played 17 minutes, had 3 blocks. You could continue streaming him for some defensive stats. Depending on the Sixers schedule, if they got a back-to-back, yeah, I would absolutely grab Matisse Thybulle. Let's see the next game. The Lakers losing to the Wizards. Great win for the Wizards. They lost the other night for the Spurs. It was a really close one. Like, the game went to overtime. And now they beat the Lakers with AD. Right, obviously not full strength, but they're holding on to the 10th spot, 2 games ahead of the Bulls, because Bulls lost yesterday to the New York Knicks, so looking good. I'm cheering for the Wizards. Lakers, Kyle Kuzma had a pretty good game, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 blocks, and 11. He has been playing high minutes, so if you want points and rebounds, I can't hate on it. The guy's been he played 36 minutes this game. And maybe playing Kyle Kuzma, Anthony Davis, and Andre Drummond together may not. I don't know how successful this lineup would be. And then if you're adding LeBron, no spacing, right? Who is Lakers' best 3-point shooter? They lost Danny Green. They had Danny Green. As much as people hate on him, he consistently hit 38 to 40% of his threes. KCP is supposed to be a good 3-point shooter, can space the floor. But this year, just KCP. I mean, Morris can hit the 3 a little bit. Ben McLemore, yes. Ben McLemore took 16 shot attempts. He's a guy that you could string for threes, even in just 25 minutes. The Lakers got a back-to-back, I would pick him up. Dennis Schroeder had 13 points, 8 assists, still have some value. So as long as he's playing, I would hold on. And Taylor Horton Tucker had 3 steals, but the minutes is very up and down with all these guys. Anthony Davis had one of his best games in a while. Well, he also had, coming back from injury, he has been good in the last month. Let's see. Where is Davis? Oh, and AD is not ranked in the last month or so. But this game, 26 points. Again, bad from the free throw line. In the playoffs last year, he was like 13 for 14, 15 for 15 every single game. I don't know what's got into AD. It's just weird. Like Russell Westbrook the other year, he was an 85% free throw shooter. Now he's one of the worst guys in the entire NBA in terms of fantasy hurting your free throws, because he takes a lot and hurts your free throws. Is AD gonna be that? Because free throws, like if you pound your free throws, if you got a bad free throw guy with high volume, you that's it. You gotta pound free throws. You're done. Um, Something to like, maybe I would think about punting free throws if I have AD. He's still a top 5 player, I think. But yeah, that's something I would think about. Andre Drummond just played 20 minutes, but 11 rebounds, 17 points is a steal and a block. I think still a hold. And again, in the playoffs, in category leagues, it really depends. You got to make decisions for yourself. If you're in a tight matchup, you try to win free throws, you just bench Andre Drummond. If everything else is determined, you bench Andre Drummond. But if you need threes and you need to win free throw, you need to win both. Then Andre Drummond is a drop because he's useless to you. Let's see. That's it for the Lakers. And for the Wizards, Bradley Beal, 27 points. I mean, Curry is right after that. He's got to score enough points to win the scoring title. But this season, his rebound number, his assist numbers are all dipping, having to play with Russell Westbrook because he's averaging triple. Yeah, Russell Westbrook, another great one, man. What else can you say? If you're punting 2 of the 3 efficiency category, he is top 10 for sure. This game 3 for 4 from the free throw line, can't complain. 7 for 16 from the field. It's okay. Only 2 turnovers. A great game. 18 rebounds from your point guard. My God, 14 assists and 2 steals. And you can't say he's step padding, but it's not like a lot of guys don't step pad. I mean, I think LeBron even step pad a little bit. Luka Doncic, you can make arguments for those, right? But great, really, really good. Ron Neto still got 23 minutes. Wizards got 5 games next week. I wouldn't be surprised if Beal and Russell Westbrook. Well, Russell Westbrook be fairly healthy, and they're trying to win. But 5 games, you can stream a lot of those guys. Daniel Gafford, I think, is, for sure you could stream him. He only got 30 minutes. That's what happens, but he had you 6 rebounds and good efficiency, and usually he would give you a block or 2. This game, because Alex Len was going off, 18 points and 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. You could also stream him if they got 5 games. Depending on how many acquisitions you have, of course. Roy Hachimura, not interested because Davis Bertans basically splitting the minutes. Davis Bertans is a 3-point streamer. He missed all the threes. So, but if you need threes next week, gotta grab this guy. He can potentially help you win threes. He could hit realistically 5 games. If he play all 5, he could hit 25 threes, right? Usually, if a team hit 80 threes a week, it's pretty legit. That's 25 threes right there. He could do it. He's averaging 4 threes. Sorry, 25 is on the high side. Maybe 20 threes. If he's having a good week, 25, 30 is not a dream. Daniel Gafford, like I said, if you need some field goal rebound blocks, this guy give you that for sure. Let's go to the next game. Celtics got a win. Good win for them, and they're 1 game behind the Hawks because the Atlanta Hawks had a lot of injuries. It would mean a lot to the Celtics if they can get squeezed into the 5th seed. So the first round they don't have to play an elite team. I'm not saying the Knicks are bad, but compared to Milwaukee Bucks, I don't think they're on the same level. There's such a drop off before the 3rd seed and the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, so it's crucial for them. For the Hornets, for them they're gonna be in the playing tournament. So LaMelo Ball started on court activities. But I wouldn't grab him because season is we have a week or 2 left. Miles Bridges continues to play really, really well. A must-roster guy, contributes across the board. Good efficient from the free throw line, 2 threes. Yeah, just give you everything. Good. PJ Washington also a must-roster. Him and Miles Bridges, the college stats look pretty similar. And him starting in the center for sure. I'm just waiting for him to get 5 blocks. He could definitely do that. Terry Rozier, again, with the top 2 guys out, his efficiency is going back to last year's Terry Rozier. 4 for 18. I mean, last month he shot the ball really, really poorly. So his ranking was... This is more of the Terry Rozier. Last month of Terry Rozier is more of what we expect. 69th ranked player, still averaged 20 points short, right? 3 threes. He still averaged 3 threes, but shooting 41%. Everything else is pretty much the same. And 6 assists is also high for Terry Rozier. But this is the expectation for Terry Rozier. Maybe a top 80, top 90 guy. But because he's shooting almost 50% from the field majority of the season, he's a top 30 guy, top 35. Right? Devontae Graham hit 5 threes. Somehow went 6 for 9 from the free throw line. 7 assists and a steal. I mean, again, 25 points. He's been really, really good lately. And if you're punting field goal, and you don't need blocks, or he had 2 blocks this game. Okay, if you're not punting field goal, for sure you could have him on your team. For the Celtics, Jaylen Brown went off. My goodness, didn't he score 39 points the other day? Just yesterday. My God, Jaylen Brown, 7th ranked player. No steals this game. He had 4 last time around, but man, Jaylen Brown is maybe helping guys winning playoffs. Just back-to-back 38-point games, 40-point game. That's 80 points right there. Helping you win points, helping you win threes, hit 7 threes, helping you win steals. He had 4 steals the other day. Really, really good, man. Jaylen Brown. I thought for sure he should be like a top 40, 50 guy, because a lot of it depends on the free throw. Because he could sometimes go for 5 for 10 on the free throw line, and free throw line really hurts a guy's ranking a lot. If you got Russell Westbrook, his ranking, it just won't be in the top 100, despite averaging triple-double. It doesn't really matter, because the free throw is hurting you so much. Jason Tatum also played well, 35 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. These 2 guys took the exact same field goal. I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, I think the biggest difference is Jason Tatum is a way better free throw shooter, but everything else, I would say they're pretty similar. So if Jaylen Brown can fix his free throws, if he's an 85% free throw, he's a top 20 guy. But it remains to be seen if he can do it next year. Evan Fournier, also this game, Kemba Walker was out. Evan Fournier started, like I said, Evan Fournier have some streaming value if those guys continue to be out. But Tatum is already back, so you could leave him on the waiver wire. Tristan Thompson, I was just talking about how he grabbed so few rebounds. He had 13 here. That's why we're streaming him. And it looks like Robert Williams is back, but Tristan Thompson played 29 minutes. You could continue streaming him for some rebound. I will take a look at Celtics' schedule, how many games they have left this week. But Robert Williams, do you want to pick him up now? He had 2 really good, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Because Robert Williams is so good. I want to take a look at the schedule. Celtics, they have a game tomorrow, Friday, and they have a game on Sunday. So I would pick up, like I said, if you need rebound and blocks and field goal, Robert Williams is probably him and Daniel Gafford. But both guys are playing 16, 17 minutes. We don't know if Robert Williams is going to get back to 25 minutes like he was getting earlier. But it's worth. If you need points and threes, then forget about him. Right, for sure, forget about him to win the matchup. Otherwise, I would pick him up Friday and Sunday. Okay, and Marcus Smart is still out. Okay, suspension. That sucks. The next game, the Chicago Bulls losing to the New York Knicks. I mean, Vucevic is like a rock. So consistent. And how many games did he miss? Last month, 6th ranked player. Yeah, he's a top 10 guy, top 12 guy. A total value maybe even higher because he just doesn't miss games, this guy. At least this season. I think over the years, I don't think he missed that many games, to be honest. 26 points, 18 rebounds. And I think he's just undervalued consistently in every year's draft. Because he's a guy that with limited upside, to be honest. There's just a lot more exciting guys coming out. So, we want to grab those guys in like the 2nd or 3rd round. He's just a boring guy that gets the job done. Doesn't really have much upside, but the upside is like top 10, top 12. Really, really good. And he's hitting threes this year. Over the years, I'm sure he has improved his 3-point. Taking a lot of threes. He's like Cat, a lot of threes. A big guy that can do everything and efficient. Let's get 18 rebounds, 26.2 blocks. 3 assists, 3 threes. I mean, what else can you say? Really, really good. Patrick Williams, Daniel Theis. This game, both played 20, didn't do anything. So I wouldn't stream any of them. If there's a back-to-back, I probably prefer Thaddeus Young. He played 20 minutes, good. This season, his assist number has been insane. The best power forward at getting assists out there, and given the minutes, it's crazy. He had 6 assists and 2 steals and 10 points. Crazy good from Thaddeus Young. Kobe White, I think he was horrible, minus 23. But with Zach LaVine out, he is gonna play a lot of minutes. He's gonna get a lot of shot opportunities. He's gonna run the offense. So good. I would for sure streaming him until Zach Levine comes back. Saturasi, Markkanen, you can forget about that. Like the best fantasy guy on this team is probably, well, obviously then other than Vucevic is probably Thaddeus Young. It's just the minutes is if he gets 30-35 minutes, he's a top 40-50 guy at least. For the New York Knicks, they got another win. My God, this game wasn't really close. Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. I think even RJ 40 minutes is fine. Julius Randle, I don't know. Another great one, 34 points, 4 threes. I mean, Randle has been so good this season. Can't say enough about this guy. Nerlens Noel, but I'm worried that maybe people are going to overvalue him, draft him in the 30s, and then maybe he disappoint us next year. Nerlens Noel, look at this, 4 steals and 5 blocks. You got him probably help you win both defensive stats this week. Really, really good. I guess a must roster guy anyways. RJ Barrett played 41 minutes, also played well. Against the Bulls, yeah. They give a lot of stocks, 2 steals and a block. Okay, love it. 22 points. But I think the New York Knicks, they look at the schedule. They have a game on Sunday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, no games. So RJ is a drop for sure. Even Nerlens Noel is a drop, I think. Other than Randall, I think if you got any New York Knicks guys and you're in a close matchup, you need to drop them because they only have 1 game in the next 4 days. That's just scheduling. You can't really do much. Derrick Rose is a drop. Nerlens Noel, as good as he played this game, he's inconsistent. He won't do this every single game. So are you risking losing out on Nerlens Noel next week because it's just 1 more week? Or like you're trying to win this week? That's the trade-off. Like I say, if you're in a close matchup for sure, I wouldn't just due to the scheduling purely. The next game, the Miami Heat finally got a win over the San Antonio Spurs. They've been on a losing streak, but the Miami Heat, they're gonna play some tough opponents in the first round. They're not gonna be the fifth. Oh my God, I take that back. My bad. They are also trying hard to be. Knicks also need to win every single game because they're only 2 games ahead. But the Hawks looks like, yeah, the Heat realistic. They could be the 5th seed. It's coming down to the wire for seeding. So I guess that's exciting to see. For the Spurs, Keldon Johnson. Oh yeah, this game, it sucks. Derek White hurt his ankle, so he's out for season, I think. So who is to pick up? Probably nobody. Honestly, like this guy Devin is not that good, so it sucks. Yeah, you gotta move on from him. Keldon Johnson, if you need some rebound and points, he give you exactly that: 6 rebound and 14 points and nothing else. DeRozan, so good, 8 assists. His assist number has been insane this season. His assist to turnover ratio is insane. 20 points, 8 assists, and a steal. Yeah, this guy has been so good all season, and also shooting the ball really, really efficient. Last month, 62nd ranked player, but averaged like 24 points, 7.4 assists. It's just the steal numbers is pretty low, 0.5 steals. If that's 1 steal, that's a top 50 guy. He should be a top 30, top 40 guy pretty comfortably. Jakob Poeltl, great game. You don't get him for his points. Yeah, he didn't go to the free throw line, so that's great. 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, good field goal, good. Dejounte Murray, I think with White out, that maybe help his value a little bit. 10 rebounds, 11 assists, and a steal, 22 points. Good game from Murray. But this season, the steal numbers is not. Thought he could be a 1.7, 1.8 steals guy. I don't think he's doing that this season. In the last month, wow, my bad. He averaged 2 steals a game. So that's the Murray we want to see. 38th ranked player in the last month. For the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, man. Number 1 guy, to be honest. Number 1 guy in the last 2 months. Number 2 guy in the last month because Curry happened. But it's so good. Again, 29 points, 7 for 7. So he went, I believe, 9 for 9 from the free throw line, and then 11 for 11, now 7 for 7. You got him, you're winning free throws. Unless you got like a Russell Westbrook on your team. Or Giannis. I mean, just 30 for 30 from the free throw. That's That is some crazy stuff. Trevor Ariza is like a Danny Green. If you need defensive stats and threes, he didn't really give you much here. And 1 for 7. Bam also 7 for 8 from the free throw line, 7 for 11 from the field. If he's gonna shoot free throw like this, he's a top 20 guy. You're not pounding free throws with Bam. He's helping you your free throw. But in the last month, he's actually only shot 73%. So I don't really fully trust his free throw yet. Duncan Robinson, a 3-point streamer, and Kendrick now been getting huge minutes again, 18 points, but he give you points and threes. If you need that, you could stream him. Who is out lately? I don't know. I don't know why he's getting such. Tyler Hero was out. So if Tyler Hero continues to miss games, maybe Goran Dragic. Also, if you need some points as assist, with Tyler Hero out, you could stream him. But those guys, they are back-to-backs. I think they just missed some games for Goran Dragic. But I think Kendrick now is way a better option. For the Portland Trailblazers, they got the win 130-109. This game wasn't really close. Norman Powell, great. He really bounced back from his horrible game and did a bit of everything. Good efficiency, 2 threes, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and steal and block. But if you're trying to win rebound, assist, blocks, especially rebound and assist, he doesn't really give you those. He's a guy that you could consider cutting, but they still got a few games left this week. Let me just check. I believe they still have 2 more games, so due to scheduling, I think maybe still a hold. Rebel Covington, what is going on? 0 for 6, has 0 points. I think him and Yusuf Nurkic they can't coexist. Had a steal and block, that's fine, but Rebel Covington has been struggling, especially with Nurkic coming back. Nurkic playing only 21 minutes. It's frustrating. 9 rebounds, a steal and a block, 15 points with good efficiency, but are they gonna get this? I don't think they're gonna let this guy loose ever this season. So he's a guy that for sure I think could drop, right? And Ernest Kanter only getting 11 minutes. Ernest Kanter is a drop. If Yusuf Nurkic is out, we'll pick him up for his rebound mainly, but he's a drop. CJ and Damian Lillard pretty identical stats, and like I said, Damian Lillard has been very underwhelming. He's supposed to be a top 10 guy, but nowhere close in the last month or so. CJ played great efficiency-wise. Had 26 points, 6 assists, and a steal. But this team, not much value. Not many guys because they're in the playoff mode. All the starters are already rostered in every single team. For the Grizzlies, Kyle Anderson is close to a drop. He only played 20 minutes. But I would check the schedule. If they got a back-to-back, Kyle Anderson would still play 25 minutes because JJJ won't be playing, right? Kyle Anderson in 20 minutes still had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. If you need rebound, assist, steal, blocks, those 4 categories, Kyle Anderson can give you all those. Just want to take a look at the Grizzlies schedule. Oh yeah, I would hold on to him. They have a back-to-back coming up Friday and Saturday. I would drop him. Like I said, if you need those 4 categories, sure, because they got 2 more games. And realistically, JJJ is gonna miss 1 game. So 1 game he played 20, the other game he might play 25, 26. He should give you good enough value for those 2 games, and you drop him. So Sunday you can stream another player to win your matchup. Dylan Brooks only played 20. He had 5 personal fouls. He's like a Devontae Graham. If you punting field goal, I don't hate streaming. Have him on your roster. This season, really good with the steal and block numbers. So I like him. Valanciunas, only 6 rebounds. His rebound has disappeared the last few games. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, still good. Grayson Allen, I wouldn't even stream him to be honest. Ja Morant, 10 points, 8 assists, a steal and block. They kind of got destroyed. So nobody really played that well. Jaren Jackson Jr. took 10 threes. This is a guy, like, he's going to give you a lot of threes and blocks. And he did exactly that, right? Fully healthy in category leagues, I think he's a top 30 guy. Maybe a top 20 if he gets a lot of blocks. Him and Porzingis, very similar. Porzingis probably grab more rebound. But, those 2 guys are pretty similar. That's why we love him. Love JJJ, but he came back too late. D'Anthony Melton, 22 minutes, but if they got a back-to-back Friday and Saturday, sure. You could stream him because he also is a guy that hit threes give you rebound, assist, steal, blocks. It just give you everything, right? Doesn't really help your efficiency, but doesn't really hurt it. Let's go on to the next game. The New Orleans Pelicans. Wow, this was a close one. Denver got the win. Brandon Ingram, great. 27, like the counting stat looks so good. Brandon really needs to get more defensive stats. Like he's a top 35, 40 guy for sure. He needs more defensive stats in order to be the elites, the top 20s, right? He should, I wouldn't hate drafting him in the 3rd round next year. Really efficient, doesn't hurt you anyway. Just maybe you can stack him at like Tobias Harris, those type of players. You'd be an efficient team that pounding both categories, defensive stats. You could go that route. Zion Williamson, 21 points, 2 steals. You know, pretty. You can't hate on it. Okay from Zion. Steven Adams sprained his ankle. Oh no, he had a toe issue. So for sure, if you were streaming him for rebound, it's dropped. Eric Bledsoe has been playing better lately. 17 points, but I still don't trust him, to be honest. Next game he's gonna give us 6 points and 2 assists and nothing else. Lonzo Ball, great. Triple double, 4 steals and 2 blocks. Man, Lonzo playing so well at the right time for his owners. 21st ranked player in the last month. This is why we love Lonzo. 2 steals, yeah, that's a bit high in the last month. 0.7 blocks, yeah. If you can block 1 block, I wouldn't be surprised. He's a really, really top point guard. Right, 6.7 assists, yes, we love that as well. For the all season, he wasn't really got a chance to run the offense all that often because you got so many guys. But now he's doing it, 6.7 assists in the last month and hitting 3 threes as well. He's just doing everything, and efficiency is still rough, 41% from the field, but not that high volume, so you don't have to pound field goal if you got Lonzo on your team. If you want to, then his value is even greater, right? He's like a Draymond Green but hit a lot of threes and points. Hit a lot of threes, but don't score way more points than Draymond. So good game from him. And if you were streaming RJ Marshall, he's obviously a drop. Nobody's really worth streaming at the moment. We would think that with Nickeil Alexander-Walker hurt, Josh Hart hurt, some of those minutes would go to, but there's no clear winners. I think Hernan Gomez, you could stream him for rebound next game because Adams is going to be out. So yeah, he could maybe help you grab you 20 rebound, help you win the rebound category. He has that potential. The next game, oh my God, Michael Porter Jr. By the way, he was a 9th ranked player in the last month, while only averaging 0.5 steals. He should give you 0.8, 0.9 steals. When that happens, he's a top 5 guy. And we got Jamal Murray who only played 4 games. So realistically, Jamal Murray shouldn't be the 5th ranked player. So in the last month, really, he's like the 8th ranked player. So good. Averaging 24 points and 3 threes. Like, he can do that. 24 points is a bit high because now Jamal Murray is out. But even with Jamal Murray around, I think he can comfortably average in 20 points, 19, 20 points, 9 rebounds, that kind of stats with no turnovers. He also hurt himself. He had an ankle injury. So that really sucks. I would check his status. But if he's gonna be out for a few games, you just have to cut him, But hopefully that's not the case. 28 points, 3 threes, just insane efficiency, a steal block. He's a guy that doesn't get assists. Yeah, we understand that. And 8 rebounds, really, really good. Aaron Gordon, minutes is high, but I wouldn't stream him. If Michael Porter Jr. does have a miss on time, I think there's even more. Like Aaron Gordon maybe needs to be picked up. PJ Dozier needs to be picked up. Campazzo. You need assists and steals. Yes, he's the guy. 10 assists and 2 steals this game, right? And can maybe hit a little bit threes and a block. 19 points. Like Michael Porter Jr., that's a 35+ minute guy, and then we know Will Barton is already out. So yeah, you just gotta pick the next guy up. Like even Shaquille Harrison played 10 minutes. Austin Rivers, he's not a good fantasy guy, so we can leave him on the waiver wire. But PJ Dozier can have some, he drives a lot, can get some assists, some rebounds, steals, and blocks. So I like this guy, PJ Dozier. But Campazzo is a guy you have to stream if you need assists and steals. The steals and assist value he give you, man, I don't know. Russell Westbrook give you higher than that. Harden is out. Who gets more assists and steals combination wise in the league? Not that many guys. Chris Paul is another guy, but the assists and he's been really good. I know he's up and down, but in the last month, let's see. He's 129th ranked player in the last month, but a majority of it is Jamal Murray was, I guess, had 4 games in it. So let's just look at the last 2 weeks, just to see what this guy can do. He's basically a TJ McConnell. Those 2 guys are basically the same, except he's gonna get 30 minutes. Where is composite? Okay, 104th ranked player, but it's just 6 assists and 1.6 steals. Who can give you that? Who does better than that? Lonzo Ball is another guy that I could think of, but I don't think there's like 8 or 9 guys that are better at giving you assists and steals. Okay, so he needs to be picked up for sure. If Michael Porter Jr. misses some time, I think Aaron Gordon needs to be picked up for some rebound. But really, I don't know what Aaron Gordon really gives you in terms of what categories. But we know he's going to get a lot of time, a lot of playing time. The next game, the Clippers lost to the Phoenix Suns. Kawhi Leonard is still out, man. I think you got Kawhi. If you held to Kawhi Leonard, if you held Kawhi Leonard without an IR spot last week, I highly doubt you made it this far. But if you did, at this point, you got to hold it because he could come back next game. And like I said, Clippers, they don't have a good playoff schedule. They had 3 games this week. They're gonna have another 3 games next week. Not a good playoff schedule. While their team's playing 5 games, the Raptors, the OKC. That's 1 week playing almost the same number of games as the Clippers in 2 weeks. So that's just hard, man. Paul George, great. The steals are slowly coming back up. 25 points, 3 steals, 10 rebounds. Good game from Paul George. But only 3 games, so that sucks. But whenever he's playing lately, he's been so good. Paul George. Marcus Morris Sr., 16 points, 3 threes. If you need threes, rebound, and points, he's the guy. Zubac, if you need efficiency, free throw, really good free throw shooter for a center, 7 rebound, and okay game. But how much? Not a big fan of streaming Clipper guys because they just don't have that many games. They don't have back-to-backs. They only have 3 games. So I really wouldn't touch all their guys. If you have unlimited acquisitions, then that makes a difference. Like I could stream Zubac for just 1 day and drop somebody else, right? But if you don't have unlimited, that could be tough. For the Phoenix Suns, Mikal Bridges played great. 40 minutes, 13 points, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 7 rebounds. Hopefully he can keep doing this with the remaining one week we got. In the last month, 83rd ranked player. But maybe we need to reset expectations. I'm just talking about for next year. Reset expectations for Mikal Bridges because how many steals is he really going to get? And this season, he's playing high minutes. Just not doing the stuff that we expect him to, really. Maybe I wouldn't draft him in the top 70s. It depends on specific team build. But yeah. Somewhat disappointing, to be honest. DeAndre Ayton, 11 rebound. DeAndre Ayton was playing really well. Again, this is another bad game, also disappointing. Don't draft him in the 2nd round next year, guys. And not in the 3rd round either. Devin Booker, same thing. Don't draft this guy in the 1st round. Maybe end of 2nd, beginning of 3rd. Depend on. So on a per game basis, he's not gonna give us top 20 value. I think we all know that. But we know he's healthy. He can score a lot of points, which is hard to find. But on a per game basis value, in category league, 9 category leagues, he's not giving us that. Chris Paul, on the other hand, what a beast. 10 assists, 3 steals, 28 points. I don't know. This man, just playing with us. How is he so healthy? 14th ranked player in the last month. I mean, for the whole season, probably top 25. And he is for sure getting drafted after 3rd, like 3rd or after 3rd. Like nobody drafted him in top 25. But this guy is healthy per game basis. He's always around that mark, And with Torrey Craig is a guy that we could potentially stream. He got 20, in place of Jay Crowder. He's a guy that can do a bit of everything, especially the defensive stats and some rebound. So I would take a look at him, stream him maybe when their next game coming up. Okay, let's talk about the last game of the night. The Utah Jazz, man, 154 versus, and Donovan Mitchell is still out. Bogdanovich went off. Yeah, like I said, Bogdanovich, Joe Ingles, and Jordan Clarkson. Those three guys need to be picked up and, you know, have them on your roster with them out. And obviously, the right categories. If you need a rebound and blocks, now those guys give you. Right, Bogdanovich finally doing it. Only hit 1 3, but 9 for 10, 24 points. 1 steal and a block. You know, really pretty good. Rudy Gobert, 5 blocks, 10 rebounds. Yeah, in only 22 minutes, he had 5 blocks. Not much to talk about. Royce O'Neal, he started at what the hell? They have such a big lineup. Joe Ingles at the point guard. I mean, everybody is 6'6" at least. What a huge lineup. This is a scary lineup. I don't know. This game, Mike Conley was out because usually they would have Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell. Both guys are 6'1". I know Donovan Mitchell is only 6'1", but he's got some huge freakish wingspans. But in terms of pure height, they went from 2 6'1" guys to 6'6", 6'7". Maybe that's improved their defense. I don't know. Interesting lineup. Joe Ingles, you know, can give you assists, hit threes. He did exactly that. Royce O'Neal can grab some rebound. And Jordan Clarkson did what Jordan Clarkson hit threes and score points. And again, if you don't need threes and points, you could drop in some string, you know, because he don't really give you all that defensive stats and rebounds, you know, assists. For the Kings, Rashawn Holmes, their best fantasy guy, 18 points and nothing else. Wow, what a game! Buddy Hield hit 3 threes. Buddy Hield did everything. He tried. 3 threes, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. My God, Buddy. We rostered Buddy for 41st ranked player after this game. But we rostered Buddy Hield because the threes he hit. He hit 3 threes here. Tyrese Halliburton with De'Aaron Fox out. He should have the ball in his hands a lot more. 8 assists and a steal. You know, consider they got blown out. Minus 42. Pretty bad. Harkless, defensive streamer. I think we know that. And Whiteside he's a drop. We thought that Rashawn Holmes out, Whiteside maybe get some minutes, but no. It'd be interesting to see, like, Whiteside goes to another team, a bad team. If he can get a consistent 20-25 minutes, it could be a fantasy monster, right? So I wouldn't hate draft Hassan Whiteside next year. Depend on the situation. Draft him in the last round, see what happens the first couple weeks. And if he's playing well, my strategy would be just trade him. Because guys like this, when they get minutes, they play really well, but because they are not so good, they could lose minutes anytime. Especially big guys that get a lot of blocks. You know, their rank is going to be really, really high, top 10, top 15. But like Chris Boucher, but they lose out on minutes, right? A lot of the situations, a lot of the games, you know, they're not going to play in the fourth quarter. So yeah, they're going off, sell them, and get some quality guys back. That's it for all the games. I'll see you guys tomorrow.